Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Wednesday, the second day of December. Today is National Fritters Day. So if you like fritters, good day for that. National Mutt Day. I think every dog I've ever owned is a mutt. I don't think I've ever had a purebred anything.
We didn't have a purebred. We had a crossbred with both of our dogs.
Isn't that what a mutt is, where they got a bunch of different breeds involved?
We have a bunch, but not when they're purposely bred. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Special Education Day today and National Package Protection Day today. All of those things happening on this Wednesday. Also, I got to say happy birthday to our son. 24 years young.
24 years
Holy
old
cow.
today.
And you know what? I know he's a big fan of this show, and I absolutely love it, too. I remember watching it back, I think in the 90s is when it was on. Animaniacs, remember that? It was
Vaguely,
such a fun show.
I didn't watch that one.
Warner Brothers put that out, and it was such a smart show. There were a lot of great songs that taught you cool lessons, like you could learn the presidents and the states and the countries and the capitals and all that stuff. Anyway, Rob Paulsen from Animaniacs and a bunch of other stuff, too. He's a character voice actor, and he is super talented, and he is on the program in just a bit.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A survey of Dallas doctors found that 30% of people are testing positive for coronavirus in the city of Dallas. So 30% of the people are testing positive. So
Alrighty.
That's interesting. A new study found that New study found that people over the age of 45 are at a greater risk of catching sexually transmitted infections.
Ew.
Over the age of 45.
Ew.
So apparently there's a lot of...
Probably because
more
things have shut down and people aren't using, any birth control.
Yeah, just be careful out there. Oh, yeah, I suppose. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, what do you have to worry about?
Right.
Yeah, you should still worry about that. There's a lot of stuff you should worry about. Anyway, I've got a link to both of those stories. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. We always share stories here where people do silly things, but I want to make sure you understand that we believe addiction is no laughing matter. But I do want to share something really quickly. We got a wonderful message from a guy who said he had gone through rehab and sent us a wonderful thank you. It was so cool. So thank you. But don't thank me. Thank timeforrehab.com. Here's our story for today. A man in the UK was arrested after he threatened his teenage daughter with a knife, a kitchen knife, because he accused her of cheating in a game of Battleship.
Oh, geez.
What? So you pulled out a knife on your daughter?
That's a bit extreme.
Police suspect that he had been drinking quite a bit. So what do you think? How much would it take for you to pull a knife on your daughter because you thought she was cheating at Battleship?
Yeah.
It would take a lot. It's just a bad idea. Don't do that. That is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. R. Kelly's ex-wife, Drea Kelly, told the Hollywood Exes reunion show that she was married, but she was never really a wife because he was always on the road.
I bet a lot of celebrity wives feel that way.
I didn't even know that was a show, Hollywood Exes reunion
I've never
show.
seen it.
And Iggy Azalea tweeted that she's a fan of The Crown on Netflix, and she says she loves how the Queen carries her purse around the house with her. Do you carry your purse around the house?
No.
Oh,
No.
me neither. Then again, I don't carry a purse. How weird would it be to be so famous that, like, when you like a show, it's news?
I don't think I would like that
This just
at
in:
all.
Heidi Small likes the Queen's Gambit.
That was a
It
great
really was.
show.
It's about chess, and Heidi got me a chessboard.
I don't think
for my
anybody
birthday.
cares that I like it. It was just a great
Everybody
show.
does. Now everybody's going to get a chessboard.
You
just
really
because of
should
you.
check it out if you haven't seen it, because it really is a
It
great
is
show.
pretty interesting. Big screen, little screen. Brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of TimeForRehab.com. Britain's AstraZeneca and Oxford vaccine is said to be up to 90% effective on patients. Something I noticed is the key words here, up to 90%. So it could be 1%, and that's up to 90%. I just catch little words like that because, I don't believe people anymore about anything. Over 2 million Americans ignored the CDC guidelines and traveled by plane last weekend, although the plane travel is much stricter. So we've traveled by plane, and you have to wear a mask, and you have to, there's all kinds of things that you have to do differently than the way it used to be in olden times. Do you ever feel like maybe you have to deal with stress? I thought I would ask. Some people stay a little calmer, other people not so much. To find answers, we look at a group of individuals who have mastered the art of composure under pressure. The U.S. Navy SEALs. A practice that SEAL teams use in trouble is one you can use anywhere. It's called box breathing or 4 square breathing. Here's how it works. Breathe in for 4 seconds and then hold the air in your lungs for 4 seconds. Then exhale for 4 seconds. And then hold your breath, lungs empty for 4 seconds, and repeat this over and over and over. So it's 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds out, then 4 seconds nothing, 4 seconds in. So just keep doing that over and over and over. And by the time you pass out, you'll be nice and calm. The average adult will reach a boiling point 156 times a year and needs 35 minutes to calm down each time. 1 in 4 even want to scream or pull their hair out when they quote see red. It says our job loads are the biggest cause of stress, followed by finances, then being too self-critical. Our favorite way to release pressure, by the way, go for a walk or laugh or listen to music or enjoy a cup of coffee or tea. What do you have over there? Is that coffee?
It's hot chocolate.
Is it really? And then the last thing I hear, take some time alone. So those are the things that people do to calm down just a little bit. And a Brooklyn man became the 5th New Yorker to be shoved onto the subway tracks just this last week.
Jeez.
Luckily, he survived. So what is going on there?
I have no idea.
I just don't understand why anybody would feel the need to push another person onto the subway tracks. Thank goodness this guy is okay. Colorado Springs is among the finalists to be the location of Space Command headquarters when they choose a site in 2021. Colorado Springs is among the finalists. And one final story here. An Oregon man is suing a doctor who had an affair with his wife. Court is scheduled for today, so it'll be interesting to see how all that goes down. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to visit with a very talented man, Mr. Rob Paulsen. He's a voice of Yakko from Animaniacs and many other things as well. And Mr. Steven Spielberg has gotten the band back together, and Animaniacs are back on Hulu. Mr. Paulsen, how are you?
Hello, John. I am living a dream, buddy. I'm a blue-collar worker in the Dream Factory, and I've been doing this for,
probably longer than you've been alive. It's the greatest gig in the world, so thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I would agree. You and I both have pretty darn good gigs because, like, we don't even have to comb our hair. You know, that's pretty nice. Now, in the COVID world, has your job changed at all?
Well, it's differently to the extent that my home studio is where I'm working. While it's convenient and I still get to get a paycheck, it's not nearly as much fun as it is to be around the other actors. You've got a partner, and when you're around other creative people, it just makes it better, man. It's way better. However, I realize how incredibly fortunate I am, not only to do a gig in which I get paid to do essentially what got me in trouble in 7th grade, but now during COVID con, I can work from home, and that's actually, I've been doing all the post-production work from home on Animaniacs, and it's pretty amazing that we have this technology that we're using at this very moment that allows me to record from home and deliver broadcast quality stuff from an extra bedroom. It's remarkable.
It absolutely is. Now let's talk about Animaniacs, because this program came out a little while back, and there's a whole generation of kids that grew up watching this, and now it's back on Hulu, and a whole new generation of kids, and probably their parents that watched it, are going to be enjoying this together.
Boy, you basically just said what I reflect on daily. The folks who enjoyed this show as kids, and as you suggested, now have kids and sometimes grandkids, the breadth of the fan base, John, is literally 8 or 9 years old to 70. Remember, Mr. Spielberg is 70 plus, right? And he's the boss, again, which is in itself no small thing. But, yeah, it's crazy. And people will be able to watch, because of this new technology on Hulu, will be able to watch their favorite episode from Animaniacs, United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, and then click a button and have a 25-year generational time warp and get to watch a brand new one with the same knucklehead who was Yakko 100 years ago. It's amazing.
That is really cool. And one of the most exciting things to me about Animaniacs being back on Hulu is that when Steven Spielberg did this, he kind of got the whole band back together, and it's pretty much everybody.
Yeah, well, my friend the Brain, I'm also kinky. You can probably tell I'm quite stupid. So, yes, my friend the Brain,
Maurice LaMarche is back.
my sister Dot,
Tress MacNeille is back. And my little brother Wacko, the one with no pants, is back as well, Jess Harnell. So, yeah, and I have to say, kudos as though he needs it, but it should be told. Mr. Spielberg made it clear from the beginning that if this show gets done, it gets done with Yakko, Wacko, and Dot and Pinky and the Brain. And in this era in which we often see celebrities taking over for rank-and-file actors like yours truly, it's a huge vote of confidence from the king of Hollywood to say, hey, Rob, you want to do this again? I mean, it just doesn't happen to people like me. So, yeah, it's remarkable, John.
That really is cool. Now, I want to make sure we talk a little bit about Animaniacs Live, the live performance, because even though we probably don't have a lot of those scheduled now, will you be back out doing more of those, hopefully?
We will. You're talking about Animaniacs in Concert, in which my partner, Randy Rogel, who wrote the Countries of the World song I just sung a bit for you, and I take the music and the animation of Animaniacs, which is quite prodigious. The music of Animaniacs is really remarkable. I keep using that word, but it is. It holds up so beautifully. And so I'm telling you what, man, whether it's Randy and me in a piano or Randy and me in an orchestra, it is absolutely a gas to do. And the audience breadth, as I mentioned earlier, is demonstrated in those live shows. There will be folks there with their grandchildren and their children, and every damn one of them they know the songs, they have a blast. And look, I'm good at my job, but the real issue is writing that stuff. And Randy Rogel, although that phrase gets bandied about a lot, is an absolute genius. And he's writing songs for the new show, and they're better than the old ones. It's scary, but it's great fun. So, yeah, we'll be back. We had, I think, 15 gigs that were kiboshed this year, but all this new Hulu release will do is pour gas on a very happy fire. So we're going to be back.
Rob, thank you so much for taking the time to chat, sir. We appreciate it a bunch.
My pleasure. Narf.
Again, Rob Paulsen and Animaniacs back on Hulu. I'll throw a link to that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
4% of Americans think there are too many holidays. 15%, by the way, think there are not enough holidays. So I don't know. That accounts for 4% plus 15, 19%. So I don't know what the other 81% think.
I think it's just right.
It doesn't say in the study here, but there you go. 4% of Americans think there are too many holidays. 15% think there are not enough. That is today's fun fact. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world, Dateline, Norway. It's in the Norwegian area of the world. Norway, an unidentified man there broke into a pawn shop by smashing a window at the entrance to the store. Unfortunately for him, this triggered an alarm, which also sent a rolling iron gate crashing down right behind him. Then he was trapped like a rat between the gate and the window on the other side, on perfect display for the police who arrived a short time later.
That's fantastic.
To easily nab the guy. So, this whoever it was that came up with this little plan. So as soon as the alarm goes off, it lets go of the gate that falls down onto the ground. I wonder if he would have been like backing up if it would have smashed him. That would have been bad. It doesn't say how heavy it is, but heavy enough that he wasn't able to get out of it. So there you go. That happened in Norway. That is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. What's better, a $110 fine or $120 every year to renew your license plates? Well, here's what a guy in Toronto's been doing. He's opted for the fine every once in a while, and he's made it by for 30 years without renewing his plates. According to the traffic service, the officer who pulled over a car claimed that he was only 8 years old when the plates expired in 1989.
Oh, my gosh.
And that's not even the record, by the way. Another officer in this same thread on Facebook posted he had come across a guy with expired plates that expired in 1984. It says forgetting to renew your plates is one thing, and it's something completely different when you do this.
Well, maybe they should change the law then.
Apparently. They say this year, a lot of people, they've been forgiven. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
COVID-19, we understand. So if your plates are expired by a year, not a big deal. But when it's, from 1984, that's a whole different thing. I've got a link to the story in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. A 20-year-old man in Ohio was arrested at Perkins Township Walmart. It says here police showed up because Colin Tuzing was asked to leave when he refused to wear a mask in the store. According to the police report, he said, "I'm not going to wear a mask." And now here's the thing. I got to tell you, I skip probably 9 or 10 of these stories every single week. Mm-hmm. Here's why this one's different. He was asked to leave because it was private property. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't leave. When the police were called, the police said, "Hey, you know what? You just got to leave." And that's when he pulled out some brass knuckles.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Yeah, talking to a police officer. He was arrested, put into handcuffs, telling the gentleman told him he was under arrest for carrying a concealed weapon. He's now, by the way, been banned from every Walmart and Sam's Club in the nation.
Oh, geez.
So I'm not really sure how they keep track
who's
of
going to
that.
enforce that? I mean...
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Aren't you calling?
Unless he goes to pay with a debit card or credit card.
I
on the
don't even know how they would track that. Anyway, bad idea. He's only 20 and got himself in a little bit of trouble. That is today's moment of duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you pack out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Fake news or Florida? An Orlando window washer was busted for possession of methamphetamines after he's seen on camera leaving them behind a client's refrigerator. Fake news or Florida?
Fake news.
It is fake news.
Ha!
There's a lot going on in that story. And I got to tell you, I'm pretty sure I read this same fake news story one other time.
I don't remember.
But I think last time it was a dog walker, because when I first got this, was sent to me and it was a dog walker, and I changed it to a window washer.
No.
So it's like, oh, she's going to remember that dog walker thing. But would that have helped? Would you have then believed it?
No, probably not.
I just thought I would check. All right, this has been a fun, action-packed edition of Fake News or Florida on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. What a story. Here's the headline. Man chases alligator underwater, pries open the gator's mouth to save his puppy.
Oh.
A man in Florida saved his dog from the jaws of an alligator, and it was all captured on video by a nearby wildlife camera. The guy's name is Richard Wilbanks. Hero. He didn't think twice before jumping into the water and wrestling an alligator. He did all this to save his puppy, Gunner. He said he just came out like a missile. He said he pried open the alligator's mouth until it finally released the dog. He said, had one little puncture wound. My hands were chewed up, but I was able to save Gunner's life.
Oh, my gosh.
Wilbanks calls it a learning experience and plans to keep Gunner away from the water from now on.
Yeah.
And we'll always keep him on a leash. Gunner, I don't know exactly what kind of dog Gunner is, but I wouldn't say he's a big dog. And his hands do look like they got pretty chewed up. I've got a link to the story and the video, which we're not going to watch on the air because, we don't have time. Funny thing is, online, this is what people say. Well, it was only a 4-foot gator. Wait a minute. What? Who cares how big the gator was?
Right.
I don't
And
care
would
if it was
you
4
wrestle a
foot.
gator?
No.
Yeah.
Well, would I if it was my puppy getting chewed up? Yeah, I probably would. But boy, I don't care how big the gator is. It's like people are trying to make it's
Right,
not
like
a big
that's
deal.
not a big deal.
It was just a little gator. A little gator compared to what? Bizarre. Thanks for
Big
listening.
gator.
Oh, I suppose, yeah, compared to a bigger gator. But any size of gator is a gator. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.